Hi, how are you? My name is Houston and welcome back to another video. Might be a quick one today just because I got some stuff planned. I still gotta go to the gym. I just got home from work. There's a cat in the background right there. A lot of things happening in the world right now, and it can feel a bit overwhelming sometimes. It is interesting how you will have all these things happening and you have those moments where you feel like you're living through history, like proper history that will be written about, something that is catalytic. If you kind of take a step back and you think about the things that you would normally do, like in my case, like how I'm taking a step back and I can push those things out for a moment and I can record a video, or I can play SILKSONG, which is what we're going to do today. I can still spend time with my loved ones, which is arguably like one of the best things you can do when it really feels hopeless. If I were to distill what I've been thinking about the past couple days into a single sentence, it would be something along the lines of, we can't give in to the negativity. We can't give in to the nihilism, the hopelessness, the demons that are lurking over our shoulder and begging us to succumb to the worst parts of ourselves, the anger, the hatred, the vitriol, the parts of human nature that we will never escape, presumably, at least not in my lifetime. But those parts that we have to learn to live with, and we have to learn to live with those parts in others as well. As we discuss this a little bit more, or as I discuss this a little bit more, let's get into one of the great things about life recently for me, which is Hollow Knight SILKSONG. Isn't it incredible that we're here? It's still hard to believe. I have not put much time into this game, but, well, you can tell that I'm 3 hours, 40 minutes into it. Not far at all. But it's up there for Game of the Year for me, I think. Maybe. Who knows? Is that jumping the gun? I don't know. We're going to find out, though. It has all the great things about Hollow Knight, and it has its own special sense of character and charisma, and you can do this. Game of the Year, right? It feels a lot faster and polished, which is great because you wouldn't want that speed without the, like the smoothness that one would expect from a platformer. I definitely forgot what I was doing. Oh wait, no, I remember what I was doing. I got a new ability. By the way, spoilers, obviously. I mean, I know I'm like 3 hours in, but I'm just in case. I know a lot of people, at least from what I've heard, they don't even really watch my videos. They just listen to them, which is kind of amazing to me. I think that if I can provide like the visual stimulation, that's cool. But as I've always said, I just want people to come here for me because they just enjoy the things that I'm touching on, the topics. Like, I want what I'm saying to be evergreen, not topical. I don't want to be part of this news cycle, whether that's a content news cycle, the actual news cycle that we're also familiar with. I want to be somebody who has videos, or has, for lack of a better word, content that can be revisited at any time, and then somebody could go to it and be like, damn, I remember that one video where he was talking about X, and I remember that really resonated with me back then, and now I want that feeling again. And for me to make those videos, I really have to... Oh, what the fuck? I did not mean to do that. All right. Sounds good. Fourth course. But yeah, for me to make those videos, or these videos, I really have to pay attention to like the type of things that I'm talking about. Kind of doing well though, I'm gonna be honest. I've really been struggling with this game, and I don't really know why. Yeah, it's nice to be able to touch on things that people can always come back to, because I feel like it's just... All right, it might be over for me. Wait. Okay, maybe I just need to not talk about stuff, and maybe I need to just defeat this boss first. Wow, that okay, that's 3 stuns and he hasn't died. Oh, it's gonna make me use my new ability that I didn't mention earlier. So basically peak form right here. Dude, what? Okay. This whole video just might be me fighting this boss. So like I was saying at the beginning of the video, the world can feel insane right now. And especially if you stay online. Like, I think the #1 thing you should do if you're starting to feel yourself go crazy is you got to close the apps. You got to get offline for just, I mean, it doesn't have to be like a full detox or anything, but you gotta stop scrolling. You gotta stop consuming angry, just fucking evil content. I mean, the only reason I say evil isn't because of people necessarily making it, but it is stuff that is actively hurting you. It is cooking your brain. And I say this as somebody who experiences it too. And I am constantly caught up in it as well. I'm pretty good at being like, damn, I've been scrolling for a little too long. It doesn't take me long, like maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but I do check these things frequently. Yami? Oh my God. We can't do this right now, dude. I'm battling 2 bosses at once, bro. I've fought this many times. Okay. Okay. I also feel like if you can't get off the apps, like if you're really bad at getting offline a little bit, then you should constantly remind yourself that you're not alone. Like, you're not the only one that feels overwhelmed, because that helps me, at least. Like, I don't want to be somebody who feels isolated, right? To me, it's always seemed like one of the biggest factors that contributes to someone's just continued depression is the fact that they just feel alone. Like, they feel like they don't have support. And one of the biggest contributing factors to like lasting happiness is having a good social life, like having connections with people. Oh yeah, easy. First try. Second try, but still first try. See, look. And you can do this. And you can do this. You can do this. I'm dashing. I'm going crazy. Look at me. Which way am I going? They can't even tell. Oh my God. The reality is that a lot of stuff is always going to be happening. Like, there's never gonna not be anything going on, anything that will stress you out. Life is constantly gonna throw problems at you, and part of life is just figuring out how to solve them, figuring out how to live with them, and most importantly, figuring out what you can control, because most of life is out of our control. And as the Buddhist parable said, you should focus on what you can control. If you can do something, do it. If you can't, then don't, because you're just suffering twice. Oh, look how cute he is. Look at him. Oh, I can't pet him though. I wish I could pet him. How do they make it so you can't pet the dog? He's purring. Oh my God. Look, he's digging. See, it's the little things. The easy thing to do is just to constantly react to things that are happening, like in the most pendulum swing rubber band way possible. I think that a true sign of maturity and overall intelligence, but especially like social and emotional intelligence, is not really reacting but responding to things, because that implies, right, that you are thinking harder before you engage in whatever it is that you're engaging with. It's easy to like hear news and to be like, oh, well, this doesn't align with my values, or this does align with my values, and I'm going to react in a way that is probably damaging to myself, and maybe in a way where I will regret it if I'm actually introspecting properly. And then when it comes to values, like I just said, you should stand up for your values. Everyone's values should include something like generosity, kindness, appreciation, empathy, just overall decency, right? And if we expect our enemies to act that way when things happen, but we don't act that way, then we're hypocrites. I think especially a very good word is just decency. Like there should be a sort of decorum to everything. And especially if you're a public figure, and especially like with stuff that's going on right now, we need strong leaders. And I'm not just talking about the people who are like actual elected officials or people with voices of power. You can be a leader in so many ways in your own life. I mean, you can lead a younger sibling. You could lead the people that you work with. You can lead your family. You can lead your friend group. You can be the person that everybody looks up to whenever you walk in the room. And I'm not saying you should do that for the power or the control or anything like that, but everyone should want to be a person that people can depend on, that people view as a shining light, not a deep, dark hole. It's really easy to feel like when things are going bad that you're just gonna numb yourself, right? You'll run away from it. You'll turn away from it. You'll drink, you'll smoke, you'll do all these things to not face reality. But that's when your sword sharpens. Iron sharpens iron. Like, you have to be within the forge. You have to be within the fires of hardship, the fires of challenge, in order to grow as a person, in order to grow as a human being. One of the last things I want to mention is that if you are feeling numb, if you feel like it's all kind of hopeless, one of the best things you can do, and this doesn't just have to do with like the news. I think that this is, well, at least the studies show, and psychologists, psychiatrists say all the time, that one of the best ways to get yourself out of a rut, to stop this feeling of hopelessness, is to act. You can't think yourself out of a feeling of desperation, of sadness. Like it is not going to happen. I promise you. Because that same brain that got you into thinking that way, wow, I just died by a mob. Awesome. That same brain is not going to get you out of the hole that it dug you into. You have to change your mind. You have to become a different person. You have to change your identity. You have to, as I've talked about so many times, you have to act your way into a different identity. As the saying goes, you don't need motivation. You need motion. You need movement. And part of that saying too is something like, you don't need to feel good to get going. You need to get going to give yourself the chance of feeling good. There's so much magic in the power of just action, doing something. Wasn't sure if I would have the chance to make a video today, but I felt compelled, because I felt like I just had to say that you're not alone. And with everything going on, whether you're in the United States or not, it's just really easy to feel overwhelmed and to feel like there's no point. Like, why should I keep trying to be good? Why should I keep trying to be kind to people if it just seems like, you know, there's no point? And I'm just some random guy on the internet, of course, but it's always worth it. It is always the better choice to be kinder to people, to be more receptive, to be generous, and you will never be in a worse position long term for being that person, that kinder person. One more thing that I wanted to say is that sometimes, wow, I should really make these jumps. Okay, nice. Anyway, one thing that I will say to people a lot who feel like they can't make a difference, or they just can't really do anything, like it kind of feels pointless, is that it's really difficult. I've probably said this on this channel before. You know, I love repeating stuff. It's really difficult to change the world, but you can always change your world, your immediate surroundings, the people that you interact with most, even if you don't know them, like even just the people that live in your community. And that's the stuff that will make you feel alive. That's the stuff that will have a real effect on you. Being kind and being generous and being a good neighbor, being a good human being to the people around you, that really can't be overstated. That and the take action thing. The take action thing is it is everything. It is the foundation to a meaningful life, I think. Taking action. Passive people generally aren't happy. The ones who take action are happy. And I'm not talking about Sigma grind set bullshit. I just mean doing things. Not sitting around, not scrolling on your phone. We all do that. I'm not saying it's bad. I do it too. But most of your time should be spent doing things. You don't have to be the best at whatever you're doing. You just have to be consistent. Just keep showing up. That is what is most important. With that, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. As always, try to focus on the things that you can control, and I will see you on the next one.